Hello friends, my name is Timur and you are in my channel, which is dedicated to internet marketing. In this video we will analyze it in detail with you how a short advertising company is set up in the Google Ads system. I will show you the complete setup of an advertising company. So watch this video to the end. I will try to be as productive as possible for you, and if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. So let's briefly tell you where search advertisements are generally displayed on the Google page and tell you about the structure of the advertisement, what they consist of. Friends, if my speech seems bad to you, excuse me for that. I am not a native speaker. So, the search advertisement on the Google page are displayed according to the search queries what user types into the Google search bar. It is responsible to this Google Ads by request or search advertisement appear, which are displayed about the SEO access, what is about the organic access above the site, what are promoted using SEO technology. Here we see that the ads are located in the premium block, what is with this the most profitable option for placing advertisement. Here the large amount of traffic is. User click on this advertisement more willingly and accordingly. These places are much more expensive than the place that we have for placement below. At the very bottom, under the SEO search results, there is also a block with advertisement from Google. But there is less traffic here, respectively, advertisers pay less money for placement and for clicks in this place what they pay for premium position. These advertisements are displayed based on key phrases that are added to the advertising company. Later I will show you how they are assembled and how to add them to an advertising company when a user enters a particular search query. If this query contains a key phrase that we have added to an advertising company, when this relevant ad is displayed for this key phrase and for this search query. So the structure of the advertisement themselves and what they consist of. The first thing what distinguishes an advertisement is, of course, an advertisement icon. An advertisement inscription. Second, this is URL of your site domain. When there is heading 1, heading 2 and here heading 3 is still allowed in the setting of the advertising company, but it is not always displayed. It all depends on the ethos of how where the system will put your ad and accordingly how full your headline is. If it is too long, then it sometimes fall off. It is allowed to prescribable free headings in the heading in the parameters of the advertising company. Headlines are the most prominent and most clickable part of an advertisement. What is, as a rule, users, what is, potential customers pay attention to it. Wherefore, it is imperative that you include as much information as possible in your ad titles. It should attract the attention of practical users as much as possible. Next comes the description 1. Description 2. What is the advertisement allows to description? What is the text of the advertisement itself? Features where are additional links where clickable. The site links are always displayed differently. In which case where display like this, sometimes they are displayed in this way. What is in full with the description of these quick links, and accordingly the advertisement itself seems more clickable, it takes up more space. Features where are clarifications which are very similar to the ad text and a description, the so-called business card address, phone number, your location. The phone can also be displayed at the very top of the advertisement to the right of the URL. As you can see on this ad, I typed a Google Ads by request here, but not all of them fill in the full image of the ads. Sometimes, of course, Google itself cuts off a piece, cutting off a piece from the ad, but who looks like this advertiser is great. He will receive maximum traffic. Next, friends, let's go to the settings. In order to enter the Google Ads system, we first need to create an email at gmail.com. Then press the login button and type in the login and password from your email account. Why did I decide to focus your attention a little on Google Ads accounts? There are some nuances here. At this stage, many people make such a mistake and then contact us and say that nothing happens there. I seem to have opened an account here, but my account is not the same as you. There is a now very important point here. Google itself offers a choice of a specific goal what needs to be achieved here. Creating its own advertising companies, there is no need to choose anything here. Below, not everyone can see these links here, but here you can switch to the expert mode. You need to select this particular mode, otherwise you will not have such an account. I will show how this is done in the future by clicking in expert mode. And now we are present with full-fledged settings in the advertising office. This is already an account in which it will be possible to create a full-fledged advertising company with a full set of all these settings what we will need. Therefore, this important nuisance should be not for yourself. Next, Google offers us to choose a goal for our advertising company, but we will create a company without any goal. We will specify the goals later. Therefore, we chose a company without specifying a target, chose a short network because we set up an advertising company with you on the shot and then press the continue button. We do not put a checkmark there. Next, the very settings of our advertising company are opened to us. First, we need to provide the name of our advertising company. Let's call it Google Ads. The whole point is that you have to identify what kind of advertising company it is, in which region it is spinning, and what type of traffic it belongs to. This is a search or Google Display Network. What is, which one it belongs to, so that in the future you will not get confused in your companies. The name of the company does not affect anything. Next is the Network tab. Here we must immediately display the Google Display Network. I recommend displaying the Google Display Network tab for now, but if you leave it, there will be no problems, just your ad will still be on Amazon and our alarms. Next, the parameters of the URL of the company. We will not register anything here. Usually UTM tags are prescribed here, where needed in order to track statistics for which key phrase the user has clicked on, which ad from which region. Next up are dynamic search ads. We are not interested in this parameter yet, because it is relevant for online stores. We have a short advertising company and service, so we leave everything here unchanged. Targeting and audiences is what determines where your ad will appear and to whom. We chose USA, but in the future I advise you to exhibit by city. We will select the city of New York. On the right we see the audience coverage. When there is such an item, location option allows us to more accurately target our target audience. What does it mean more precisely? I will explain in simple language. We have set the city New York. If you select this item, even if a person will live in our city. His request will be Google Ads New York. The ad will be shown to him. We choose the second item. What is we will show our ad to people living in New York and associationally within New York. The next parameter is launch targeting. This parameter is necessary for the system to determine which launch or target audience speaks. What is the system will only show our ad to these people who speak English. Next, the audience parameter. If some of you once set up target ads for social networks and on Facebook, Instagram, when the ends on Facebook, Instagram, when there is something similar to this parameter. With audience targeting, if you enable this parameter for an advertising company, will be based on the user's interests. We will set up our advertising company with you based on ad impressions based on key phrases. So we will not connect the audience. The next parameter is budget and bidding. The budget is the amount what you are willing to spend per day. When setting up for the first time, you set an approximate budget. I will put 300 rubles and the system will spin advertisement for with 300 rubles. More can be spent, less is not. Over time, the daily budget can be changed, enter, increase it or decrease it. Everything will depend on how your advertising company will work and how much it will spend per day. Sometimes Google will suggest what these funds are not enough per day, and very often it happens. It will ask you to suggest you increase your budget. Next, the rates and bid strategies. And here we will stop and take a close look at these parameters. By default, Google Primary Target offers to select only clicks or impressions received, a very condensed bidding option. I highly recommend you click here because Google tries to hide advanced settings at all times, especially from novice users. And here is a complete list of strategies what you can choose for your advertising company. There are several automatic strategies present here and a manual CPC strategy. When setting up a search engine for the first time, I advise you to use this strategy. What is? You can set manual bids for each keyword you collect in accordance with the predicated traffic volume and in accordance with the predicated CPC. What is? You can independently set bids for each key phrase. control and regulate them? What is change them? Why do I recommend it manual assignment? Firstly, because it will be more comfortably for you. What is you yourself set the cost per click for this ad or for the ad group, and when you can manually adjust, increase or decrease the cost per click what is until it becomes more comfortable. In order to generally understand how the strategy system with automatic bidding works, the picture will be a little hidden way. Here you will at least see the forecast for this key phrase and accordingly in relation to this forecast. What is where you will be given an auction, according to which you will already see whether you can set a comfortable bid for a given key phrase or not. In automatic strategies, you will not pull, especially if you have no experience it. If you check the box to increase the number of conversions using the CPC optimizer, when the system will sometimes increase for this keyword, sometimes decrease it. But the system often raises the stakes. What is if you set, for example, 100 rubles as the maximum cost per click on your ad, when the optimizer, what is the robot of the system, realizing what the user who can now make an order on your site to a greater extent will show him ads on more favorable terms. This user will click on this ad and accordingly this is a fraction of the likelihood that this user will make a conversion. What is by setting conversion optimization here, the system can write off for the transition not 100 rubles but 110 or 120, possibly 118. This moment needs to be monitored. What is if you check this box and set the optimization cost per conversion? But if you will not check check the box when the system naturally, as you said, 100 rubles. So it will deduct 100 rubles from you. If you set optimization for conversions, when accordingly you will be changed sometimes more when you set. I advise you to test with and without a tick first and see how the advertising company works. Now, let's briefly talk about automated strategies. In general, I recommended using automatic strategies based on my own experience when you have already worked a little with the manual bidding strategy. What is we working for a month or two, and when let's say the target cost per conversion strategy. When choosing this strategy, we set the maximum cost per conversion, what we would like to see in this advertising campaign. let's say 300 rubles, and the system will automatically set bids for risky phrases for ads. The system will choose the time itself when it is more profitably to show and who is more profitably to show an advertisement, and accordingly all this will be in automatic mode. You no longer need to track the increase-decrease in bids, follow some kind of action. You just set a price per conversion what is comfortably for you and the system, based on the goals set in Google Analytics, and the site will try to select you exactly the audience what will help you convert within the specific price per conversion. I advise you not to underestimate this price per conversion too much, because no one will give you because no one will give you a conversion for a couple of clicks. Future. The next strategy is target ROAS. For example, if you want to receive 100 rubles from sales, as you can see, it is confused. I do not use this strategy. The next strategy is maximum number of clicks. But everything is clear here. You just give Google a task. Google.com1. I have a website. Here is a website for you. Transfer traffic to it. I want the maximum number of clicks that can generally be resolved for this key on this topic. Just don't take it with me over 100 rubles per click, and Google starts driving you traffic with the maximum number of clicks. The next strategy is to maximize conversions. You get the maximum number of conversions from your site for your ad company within a given daily budget. What is, you asked? For example, 1000 rubles a day, and what is it? The system analyzes your daily budget, when automatically distributes bids by itself. Display ads with a focus on ensuring that you get the maximum conversion per day. I believe that this strategy will work well when you have already collected quite large statistics on both conversion and key phrase bids, specifically on a manual bid management strategy. The next strategy is to maximize your conversion rate. When choosing this strategy, bidding will be carried out in such a way that the system will automatically achieve the maximum conversion value within the budget of the advertising company and the target percentage of resolved impressions. Also an interesting strategy. When choosing this strategy and when choosing such subparameters where you want to display ads, it is enough to buy out the places. You can buy first, second or third at the top of the topmost premium block and place your ad where. Here you can choose where you want your ad to appear at any position on the search results page. The, the system itself will choose a place for you at the top of the page using the search budget set. Somewhere above you will have some place, but you will not have a specific place. It will always change dynamically and at the very top position on the search result page. The highest point is the most expensive, where the cream is the most. But I will tell you what here is not much difference between the first and second place in terms of the percentage of traffic. In the first case, you will resolve 100% of the traffic, and in the second place, you will resolve 8, 15, 90, but for the first place you will pay several times more than for the second and third. Therefore, if you want to choose this strategy, it is extremely important for you to show up at the top. Here you can set the percentage of impression depending on your preference and naturally limit the maximum CPC. What is so what more than some comfortably amount you are not charged? Because for some niches, let's say 100 rubles per click, which the system will predict if you look in the forecast. It will be an indicated price for you. But you and I still chose manual CPC with conversion optimization and then move on to an now setting. And the next parameter is conversions. We will skip it. What it is, I will briefly explain. We will need to set up goals in Google Analytics. Our goals will be an application end. For example, the goal is when a user leaves a request on our website. This will be our conversion. Let's configure it in Google Analytics. Connect it to the site and, accordingly, link our advertising account with Google Ads and Google Analytics. This goal is a motor from Google Analytics here to the advertising account. So, what our system already understands what a conversion is, what we need to strive for, and what audience needs to be selected in order for it to make this conversion. What is to leave a request on our website? Therefore, now there is nothing to actively propose here. The system will set up conversion tracking for us. What is we will be transferred to the settings where these conversions are configured. Next, the schedule for showing ads. But everything is simple here if you do not have any time frame for displaying your ads. When naturally you can play your advertisement here all day around the clock. Leave ad rotation by default optimize. Prefer best performing ads. What is according to the system? Which ads are more clickable? Which ads are more effective? Those ads with a given setting will be shown to the target audience, and feature in the parameters is the expansion for target audience. And feature in the parameter is the expansion of advertisements. These are additional links, clarifications, phone numbers, what I talked about at the beginning of this video. I propose to discuss with a little later, because the basic information what we will prescribable in additional links, and clarification will be taken from the site. Accordingly, we will first compose advertising, headlines, text with you, and then go to the extension parameter. I will show you how to do this, so what later on in the current advertising campaign you can also go in and create new extension, add to the current ones, or change them. This will be clear because if we create them here with you, when later you simple cannot find them in the general settings, you will get lost, and therefore we will leave it for later and click Save and Continue. The next step in setting up our advertising campaign is setting up ad groups. Friends, if you have any questions while watching this video or while setting up your first advertising campaign, you can always write a comment under this video. And so, ad group, what is it? This is a group what can contain one ad and one key phrase, or it can contain several ads with different titles, text, and several key phrases. Let's say you have one ad and one keyword in one ad group, or you have multiple ads and one keyword, or you have multiple ads and several keywords in one ad group. Several ads are made for text or for traffic distribution. For example, for mobile devices and desktop devices. Next is the rate. Here you need to set a bit, which will be set at the at level. We will place bits at the keyword level, but you can also place bits at the at group level. The priority will always be to the rate what is set at the level of key phrases. If, for example, your bit at the group level cost 100 rubles and at the level of the key phrases 110 rubles per click, when the system will give preference to a bit of exactly 110 rubles per click. Where is such a parameter's keywords? What is Google advises us to enter the URL and it will give us key phrases what will correspond to our site. I will try to show you for clarity. Copy the domain a past click get keywords. The second point, Google invites us to drive in the name of our product or service here. In our case, Google Ads and click update keywords, but these key phrases, of course, are not enough for us to create a full-fledged advertising company. I think it is so purely just to indulgently what is now we will collect several cases with you, but we will not collect a minus word, of course. We will not collect a key phrases with you, because I see here what these phrases are very broad. But we need to take more accurate phrases when they are 3, 5 or even 6 words in a key phrases. Therefore, we will create just trial test at group with you, create a trial ad with you, and when we completely transfer to the Google Ads interface, where we will have a tool called the Keyword Planner, in which we will already collect a complete list of keys, a complete list of keyword phrases, and a complete list of negative words. What Google is now offering us here as part of creating an ad group will not work for us. Therefore, we just leave one key phrase. Otherwise, it will not be a professional ad group. Google Ads price, and we will limit ourselves to one ad group. Click Save and continue. The third stage is creating ads. We will also create one ad, and later, when we display a full-fledged advertising account, We will add more ads and additionally add groups. Using this test ad as an example, I will show you how the headers, texts, and our parameters of the ad are generally created and written. We have text fields, final URL, heading 1, heading 2, heading 3, description 1, description 2. I told you about all this at the very beginning of this video. On the right, where is the preview, so you can see at a glance what your ad looks like on desktop and mobile. The keyword for this ad group is Google Ads cost. Accordingly, with this keyword, we will now compose heading 1 and heading 2. We write in heading 1 Google Ads in the second cost from 1 ruble, and in heading 3 we write a guarantee. Your flight of fancy should work itself. You are looking at your site looking for clear benefits. If you want, write the price. If you don't want, do not write. Take the basic information from the site and place in the title so that each title is not to the maximum. Do not fill in each heading bit rate when any of the heading you have to fall off. That is why I always do this. And as a rule, all three titles are displayed for me. For those who like to put exclamation marks, do it careful because only one exclamation mark is allowed in the titles. Also keep in mind that these three headers should not be strongly related. If one of the titles will not be shown for you, then the general logic will not be lost. Let me remind you that this is the most readable, the most visible place in an ad. What people pay attention to, as a rule, almost no one reads the text. Don't forget to link the final URL here. Display part 1 and part 2 is display link. Here you can write some kind of call to action, and these words will be displayed after all URL. The following is description 1 and description 2. This is what I told you earlier. Located under the headings, here we describe some of our advantages. How many years we have been on the market, what discounts we have, what promotions. What is everything that can hook the user. Allowed with is a less readable place. Nevertheless, everything here also needs to be supplemented. To try to the maximum, we list here some of our clear advantages. And in the description too we continue what did not fit in our description 1. We have already talked about add URL parameters. What is we will not discuss the tracking template here. We have created the first test ad. It won't be possible. If we had a list of cases ready, finish and add the next declaration in the with group, but we will save and continue. The first step in setting up our advertising company, if it is new, if you have just created a new account, is setting up a payments account. Setting up payments, you will need to fill in all your details. Here we have just one and company now. Here it is on the left. If we click on a tab, it will appear in the general list. In the future, when you create additional advertising companies, we will be present in a general list yet here on the left or here. If you do a full review of the account, but it will take several hours. I will tell you briefly. First, on the left where are all the tools and company types we need. If you go to your advertising companies, the review will work right away. You will immediately see the general statistics for your account, how many impressions, how many clicks over a creation period of time, how much money you spent, and you can also select the required company parameter and groups, landing page, keywords. What is in the account settings? You can change everything what needs to be changed. Change the strategy. Change the daily ad. Change the targetings. Let's start by collection keywords. We use the keyword planner. Without it, we will not fully collect our semantics, because when creating an account, this tool is not available to us. Now we go to such a reach. Go to the keyword planner and a plate opens for us. Find new keywords, click on the name. Here we need to write a few words or phrases in this line what clearly describe our activity, our product or our service. We write Google Ads here, and the keyword planner gives us all the keywords in a given direction what we need. Now we need to sort. Take from them what we need for our advertising company, because everything will be mixed here. Where is a so-called information request here? For our niches, you will need to choose commercial case. What is the case what user drive in when we are looking for our service? All this, of course, can be selected by ticking the boxes, adding always to an ad group or to an advertising company. But I advise you to immediately install the Excel program for yourself. If you do not have it, this is a simple program. We will not do anything complicated in it. We will simply enload the keywords into it and we will already work with VM and group VMware. Where is such an opportunity here? Download it like that. And download with Enter Pool, which Google picked up for us in Excel template. Here, in this video we unload from you. Where is something superfluous here? We will not work with this. Here we show the maximum and minimum rates. We will need a column with case phrases with which we will now work. I wrote them out separately and began to mark from myself the case that suited me. Choose explicit request first. Next, we will choose a minus words. What is those words by which you and I should not be shown? We copy our entered list and paste it on the LeaveItPage.pro website. I will leave the link in the description. Where is the window view requires? Insert our keywords where and click Start Collection Negative Words. What is the meaning of this service? Here we can immediately mark the word we do not need and it is immediately marked below in the list and we immediately see it. We need to go over this list and select the words that do not suit us. Click Get a list of minus words, then copy them and also write them out somewhere. Now is the time to return to our advertising company. To the company tab and add some groups in our active advertising company. We click on our company. Here we have already created one ad group. Click the plus button to create a new ad group. We name the group by bits by default. Say 20 rubles and enter key phrases here. But do not rush to save all this. Here I would like to stop and point out one very important point and talk with you about the types of keyword matching in the Google Ads system. Because there are several types of match here, and how you correctly characterize it with match types will determine which search queries or keywords will respond to and which advertisements we will serve. There is even such a hint down here. Match type helps determine which requires will trigger ads. Where is broad match when keywords without any symbols are added to the ad company? The system itself begins to determine by which requests you can be shown. What is it understands what the topic seems to be similar to use, approximately the same, and accordingly we begin to slip you onto this user. And in order to avoid this, and so what our ads are shown only with those keywords what we select, we need to put a broad match modifier. This is the plus sign, which must be put in front of each word of our key phrase. The broad match modifier will allow us to show our ads only for those keywords that contain those keywords. If you have too many keywords, you can Google it. There is a special formula for affixing the plus sign. I will try to add in the description when copy the formula and do it like this. Click Save and Continue. That is all for us, dear friends. For now, everyone.